Today's episode is brought to you by the Nuance Dragon Ambient Experience, or DAX for short. To learn more about how DAX Copilot can help reduce burnout and restore the joy of practicing medicine, stick around after the episode or visit nuance.com/discover DAX. That's nuance.com/discover DAX. Knock, knock. Hi. Hello, everybody. Welcome to Knock, Knock. Hi with the Glaucomfleckens. I am Dr. Glaucomflecken, also known as Will Flannery.
I am Lady Glaucomflecken, also known as Kristin Flannery.
The Flannerys.
The Glaucomfleckens.
That's who we are. This is an episode of Glauc Talk.
That's right. We're
where
going to talk.
We get to talk about Glaucs and other Glauc, non-Glauc things.
Yeah, it's the only dedicated time that we have in our lives to speak to one another.
And we're sharing it with you. We're inviting you into our personal relationship.
I'm not real sure what that says about us, but let's not think about it too hard.
That is what it is.
Yeah. We're busy. That's what it says.
You promised me you'd tell me something that happened the other day. You went to Target. Don't all good stories start with a trip to Target?
I went to Target. Well, it wasn't actually Target. It may as well have been, but it wasn't.
Oh. That takes a little bit of luster out of the story.
Yeah, sorry. You've got to get your facts straight before you open your mouth.
What happened? What happened?
Well, we've been moving. Just a local move, different house.
Yes.
Right? So
we need a little bit more space with growing kids and a giant dog that we did not anticipate getting when we moved into our first house.
Exactly.
Now we have a yard, everyone.
Right.
We didn't have a yard
basically
before.
The upgrade.
We had no yard. Now we have a yard.
Yes. Anyway, one of the things that we needed to do was clean out the garage at the house we are moving out of, right?
Yes.
Like sweep it out. And so
it's nasty.
Well, it's a garage. They get dusty and, stuff gets
Lots
in there.
of old spilled dog food everywhere.
Probably, yeah. So I went to our local, supermarket chain and
Freddy's,
Fred Meyer, for those who are in the know. And I just needed to get like a garage broom, right? Like one of those really wide, stiff bristle push broom to just like sweep as much surface area as possible. So also at the same time, we're getting our house ready to like sell. So we're spiffing things up and whatnot and cleaning everything up. And not that it was terrible, but I decided while I was there, you know what? I'm going to replace this one shower curtain that was fine, but like kind of bugged me. Always kind of bugged me. Wasn't one of those things that you ever dealt with, right? And so I just whatever. So then, because I'm me, I also have to get like a bunch of other things. Like, we're out of this, we're out of that. While I'm here, I need to just pick that up. So, by the time I go in for a broom, I come out with just 7 or 8 things.
That is very Target-like behavior.
It is, but they are like, none of it was like fun purchases. It was all like
household
functional purchases. So anyway, go to the self-checkout, right? I prefer the self-checkout when it's available, being, the classic introvert that I am. I will avoid talking to service people whenever I can. Nothing against them. I will avoid talking to any people.
You don't even have
to
say much when you check out. It's like, hi.
It's just the energy. I mean, of all people, you should understand. You're the same way.
Not quite to the extent, but yeah, I get it.
Well, you go to the grocery store, you're just not in a chit-chatty mood. You're like, most of the time I'm not like
trying to get shit done.
I'm in like sweats and gross. So yeah. So go to the self-checkout. I also don't have very many items, right? That's another good filter for can I go to self-checkout. If you have a cart full of items, what are you doing in the self-checkout? That is a different topic.
That is totally different.
It's a PSA.
God, this is so suburban of us talking about this. Okay, keep going.
It really is.
Weird. We are aging millennials. Go.
We are. No use denying it, I guess. Okay. So I get up to the self-checkout. Problem though, I have few items, so I'm doing that correctly. But my items are long and lanky, like you are.
Okay.
I got this big shower curtain rod.
Okay.
And I got a push broom.
Sure.
That is enormous. So the self-checkout areas are small.
God.
And so I go to the last one because it has a little more space, right? Because there's nothing on one side of it, but there is another checkout station on the other side of it. And so I'm just moving along. And I even think, you know what? Because I'm clumsy, right? You know this about me. I
Yes.
am very clumsy. And over time I have tried to like counteract my clumsiness, like anticipate it and like try to be intentional about,
Hmm.
right? So I'm thinking, okay, I'm not going to pick up all these unwieldy items and try to scan them and like put them in the bagging area, right? I'm just going to use the handy dandy little checkout
Ah,
gun
yes.
that is a recent addition at our local self checkout stations. So I just grab that and I'm scanning the barcodes. Everything's going along just fine. I get to the push broom. The barcode is not anywhere that's accessible
Okay.
within the cart. I have to physically pick up the broom. It's like underneath,
Yeah.
of how the broom was positioned in the cart. And so I had to pick up the broom and scan it. And as I did so, again, I will remind you, this is a very long broom, a little unwieldy. I whacked the guy next to me right
There
in
it
the
is.
head.
There it is. God.
And I felt so bad. I was like, I'm so sorry. And so then I wanted to, I just apologized profusely for a little bit. And I had to take a minute to be like, oh no, okay, so what do I do? How can I like make this better? And I came up with, you know what? I'm just gonna pay for his stuff. Cause like, can't be that much. He doesn't have very much, right? Like I'll just cover it as a like, I'm so sorry that I caused you some
How,
head
how
damage.
hard? How hard did you whack this poor person?
Not that hard, but I
How
just
old
felt
was he?
so
How old
bad.
was he?
Oh,
What are we
so
talking?
dicey game, but
Like, middle age,
like
young.
a
Was he?
young adult, like probably our age or maybe younger.
Okay, gotcha.
Like no, probably a little
Like it
younger.
matters if he
Like
was like
older 20s, younger
it
30s.
matters if he was like 90 and you hit him in the
No,
head.
no, no,
Okay,
no, no.
all
Right,
right,
right, right. No, this was a young
all right,
strapping lad
gotcha.
and but it did hurt. Like I
Sure.
heard the sound of it hitting his
Don't.
head.
Yeah.
Yeah, I mean, and you don't expect to walk up to self-checkout station, be minding your own
And get
business,
assaulted.
and then get whacked in
Yeah.
the head. So I felt bad. So, I was like, okay, so I'll just pay for his stuff. Um, it's not gonna make your head feel any better, but at
Sure.
least it's a gesture. And so I said, can I just get your things as a sorry? Can I pay for that, please? And he pulls out the receipt and walks away. It was too late. He had already paid.
Oh, I see.
He had like
Okay.
just in the time that it took me to deliberate, what should I do about this? He had paid. And so then I missed my chance.
And you look like someone that waited for him to pay for his before
Exactly.
offering.
Yes.
Like, how thoughtful of
Right.
you to offer after I had already paid.
Exactly.
Did he say anything when you offered to pay for his groceries? He just walked away.
He just, oh, you're good, and then got out of there. Oh, so I'm sorry, sir,
That's a
whoever
very
you were,
Kristin
if you're
story.
out there. I know. I was just trying to clean the garage.
It was either going to be you fell and dropped everything and they all scattered across the linoleum,
Right.
or you hit somebody. I knew it was one of those two things.
Yeah,
So
I sure did. So, if you see me around at the local Freddy's, just keep your distance for your own safety, probably.
Moving is it's like so many like weird things that you never like thought that you'd have to like go through and like figure out just pop up. There's
Yeah.
like just so many things. Like for the first week we've been in this house for like about a week, a little more than a week. Our we have more space now, yet our entire family had to sleep in the same room for like 5 nights
Right.
because we have 2 young kids.
Yes. And the whole point is we are bursting at the seams of our current home. We bought it as, a family of very young children and no dog. And now we're all bigger.
Yeah.
The stuff they're into is taking up more space.
Especially
Let's
me.
get
I'm
more
huge.
space. Yeah.
Right.
I know. And so we get to this house.
They're
Finally, we can all spread out and have
Yeah.
our space.
But the kids were too scared to sleep in their
Yes.
new room.
So we had one kid on one side of our bed, the other kid on the other side of the bed, and even the dog
And the dog.
at the foot of the bed.
And the reason the dog had to be in there, well, he's always with somebody when he sleeps, but he's also quite blind.
Yeah.
He does not see
a
very
new
well.
house.
It's a new house. He's tripping over.
Especially underneath what? I don't know, tell the people what the
Our
deal
dog,
is.
so he has his third eyelid.
Which dogs have apparently.
Yeah, it's
But you don't normally notice because it's in the proper location inside of
it's
their
the
second eyelid.
the nictitating membrane, I think is what they call it.
Nictitating?
Nictitating. I think there's like an extra thing in there. Anyway, it's what our caruncle is.
Which is the little pink
The
thing
little
right
pink
here.
thing on the inside of your eye, that's your vestigial third eyelid. And but dogs still have it, but his, because I think it's because he's so inbred. We rescued him, by the way. We rescued him, and we didn't know
eyes
he was
are like
so blind. It
really
wouldn't have mattered.
deep set.
His eyes are very deep set. We ended up getting genetic testing. He's like 40% inbred. This poor dog.
Quite that bad.
But his eyes are deep set, and so the third eyelid covers
like the bottom half of
his pupil. And so he cannot see things that are below him, which makes it difficult to navigate sometimes until he's used to the environment.
Do you think he can see like light and shadow there? Like what can you see through
veterinarians?
A membrane like that?
Can you tell us what to do in this situation?
I'm telling you about a membrane. Like if you put a membrane like that.
Of course it's going to obstruct the vision.
Yes, but can he see like at all through it, or is it just like black there?
He might be able to. It looks pretty like dense.
Thick.
Yeah, it's pretty thick. So, but my question for any veterinarians that listen to this podcast, can we have that thing removed?
Yeah, I really just want to like.
Can you remove the open up that third eyelid?
Because his eyeballs and his eye, his brain, visual cortex and stuff.
Fine.
Right, those are fine. It's just this thing is in the way.
So anyway, I don't know. I think about it in terms of human eyes. That any kind of surgery.
Could you remove the caruncle?
See, that's the thing. It would cause significant scarring, and it would not be great to do that.
Scarring. Okay, so the scarring would be a problem because of how it looks. Because it would
not because of how
function.
it looks. Because it would the eyelids are function in a very specific way. So you have scar tissue.
It's in the way of the blink.
Yeah, it can affect the blink. It can affect the health of the surface of the eye. The eyelids are very important, but I assume it's also important for the dog to have that, especially with our dog, which he doesn't blink normally anyway. So that third eyelid.
But would he if that weren't there?
Yeah.
Like, is that getting in the way and that's why he doesn't?
No, he doesn't blink normally because his eyes are so deep set that he had the eyelid surgery. So his eyelids just don't normally blink. So that third eyelid is providing some coverage to his cornea. This is the perfect dog for me.
It really is.
He's got eye problems galore.
Of course, this would be our dog.
This is our dog. I love him so much.
And he looks just like you as well. It's a case of human and
hair.
Dog looking the same. Very tall and lanky, and curly brown / gray hair. Like
adopt, don't shop. Adopt blind dogs.
But it's been adopt blind dog. It's been a little bit
I don't say he's blind.
Sad,
he's
but
temporarily blind.
He's just partially
Vision
blind.
is obstructed.
Partially.
That's all.
Not temporary. It's permanent. But
unless we can get that thing removed.
That's right.
So veterinarians
but it's been sad to watch him try to navigate in a new space.
Yeah, we got to be careful.
And then look, we've been helping him. We keep him on a leash and stuff. But every once in a while he'll trip.
He feels more comfortable on the leash.
Yeah.
Because he feels secure knowing that I'm right there in the leash. I'm not going to let him get into an area that he doesn't know. So
yeah.
All right, so let's do you think people want to hear more about our
No, they don't care.
All right, let's take a break. We'll be right back. Hey, Kristin, you know how it's kind of hard to make friends in your 30s?
Yeah, because you don't see anyone or go
Life
anywhere.
It just gets complicated, right, with kids and work.
Right.
Well, I brought some friends for you.
Oh, who?
Yeah, Demodex.
Okay.
Demodex mites.
You shouldn't have.
They can just live with you, on you, all over you. Yeah.
Okay.
What do you think? Aren't they cute?
Well, these ones are, but I don't think the real ones are quite this cute as the stuffed ones.
They'll listen to you. They'll listen to your secrets.
Oh, and keep them locked away in their ribbed bodies.
So these little guys, they live on your eyelids, and they can cause a disease called Demodex blepharitis.
Yeah, like itchy, crusty, red, flaky,
irritated eyelids.
Yeah.
That's right.
No one wants that.
No one wants it, but it's important that when people hear this, they don't get freaked out by this.
Mm-hmm.
You got to get checked out.
True.
Right, checked out, not freaked out. Because, come into the eye clinic. We'll talk to you about Demodex and Demodex blepharitis and see what's going on. To find out more, go to eyelidcheck.com. Again, that's EYELID check.com to get more information about Kristin's new friends here, Demodex blepharitis. All right, we are back. Let's talk a little healthcare.
All right.
All right, not so much healthcare news, just healthcare related thing. So this comes up, as every time I talk about the U.S. healthcare system, I usually get people from other countries.
Mm-hmm.
They're like shocked, like, oh, it's so bad.
Right.
Like, how do you
How do
do
you live
that?
this way?
We don't do it. We do it differently here. Blah blah. And so I've been thinking about this a lot lately because of our trip to London.
Yes.
So
we
we
traveling to London.
absolutely, we're traveling soon, and the reason is because my mom had a cancer diagnosis, and she's now recovered. She's cancer free, and one of the things that she's always wanted to do is go to Wimbledon. She's a huge tennis fan. Her and I grew up watching Wimbledon with her. We watched it together, and very fond memories. And when I started med school, one thing I told her, I was like, someday I'm going to take you to Wimbledon. And this whole cancer, the diagnosis and treatment, which has been really tough for her, it kind of really made me like kind of fast track that. Like we should do this because time is fleeting.
Right.
Health, my health, her health.
Exactly. Between the two of you, we just better go.
Yeah, we better do it. So anyway, we're doing it this year, going to Wimbledon, and so that's the genesis of the trip. We're bringing the whole family. It's going to be a great time. And then just the other day, my dad is an engineer. He's very meticulous, methodical, particular. He's an engineer, everyone. Yeah. This is what engineers do. And he was asking me all about like what kind of health insurance he needs to have for them for their trip to the UK.
Yeah.
And it's all honestly, and I was like, they have a different system for them for the UK. You will be able to you will be able to receive care. Now, it may be different for people who are not citizens.
Yeah.
Right? Because
a good point.
They have taxes that they pay that pays into this. So there probably will be some costs. But
I bet even the cost will be so much less than what we're used to with our insurance.
Absolutely. And so I reassured him that like they're going to be fine, and if they're retired, and I was like, look, we will help pay for your UK medical bill, whatever it may be.
We will pay the $10.
But
because we are that generous.
But what I've found in doing a little bit of research is that there's all kinds of companies that will sell you
travel health insurance.
Like travel health insurance.
Sure.
And I'm wondering, I've never looked into this or really know much about this. So a lot of it seems kind of scammy.
Yeah.
Like, do you really need it? So I want the people, I'm gonna look into this more and report back.
Okay.
All right. But I want people to anybody listening, let me know what your thoughts are about this, about going from the US to a country that has a national, in the UK, it's National Health Service or some kind of, universal health care, so to speak. It is, what were your experiences getting healthcare in that country as an American? All right. I'd love to hear your thoughts. Do we need to get some kind of scammy insurance company to give my parents coverage for the week and a half that they're there?
An insurance company who would like to sell something to elderly individuals?
Surprising, right?
Huh.
You think it's trustworthy? I don't know. So that's something that we've been going back and forth on. I was like, don't worry about it. Just go. Look, the chances that something's going to happen are really low, and we will not let you go bankrupt from a UK medical emergency. All right. It's not going to happen. Oh, one thing I wanted to do with you real quick before we move on to another edition of This Is Why You're Wrong, or it's not really This Is Why You're Wrong, but we need to have once during these episodes have an argument and try to resolve it. Argument, debate, whatever you want to call it. Yeah. It got me thinking when you're talking about Fred Meyer, Freddy's, all the different places we've lived,
grocery store chains,
all the regional grocery store chains.
We've seen them all.
How would you rank them? So I'm going to give you the options.
Okay.
Let me give you the options. Texas had
HEB.
HEB, so that's one. Okay.
There was also, I didn't get Well, we did have an HEB in the next town, but it was mostly like Winn-Dixie,
Let's
Piggly
go
Wiggly,
United Supermarkets.
United. Yeah.
Let's go with HEB because that's a
Okay.
very Texas like
Yeah.
thing. So HEB.
hmm
Up in New Hampshire, we had Price Chopper,
Price Chopper, the P Chop,
P Chop.
because it was that or the co-op, and we could not afford the
We
co-op
could not afford
as
the
medical
co-op was
/
a
graduate
little bit
students.
much. And then in Iowa, we had Hy-Vee.
Mm-hmm. That's right.
And then up here, we have Fred Meyer.
Yes. I mean, there are more than just those, but yeah.
So you got HEB,
And Safeway.
Safeway.
Oh, you forgot one in Illinois. Into the Chicago area, we had Meyer.
Oh, just Meyer.
So there's Meyer, Meijer.
Is that a Chicago thing?
Yeah.
Okay.
And then here it's Fred Meyer, Meyer.
All right. I'm going to propose my list and tell me if you agree.
This is also very middle-aged suburban of us. I just have to point that out. Oh my goodness.
All right. Here we go.
Okay.
I think bottom of the list, last place, Price Chopper.
Oh, for sure.
That thing sucked.
Yeah.
Really bad.
Yeah.
Awful. I think just above that would be probably Meyer. I don't really remember much about Meyer.
No, Meyer was all right.
Okay.
It wasn't bad.
I think that and Hy-Vee are about the same.
Yeah.
All right. I put Fred Meyer above that.
Yeah.
And then HEB at the top.
I think it depends.
HEB is great.
It is. I think it depends, though. It's not. It's a little tricky for me because I have been to some really nice HEBs. I have been to some really gross HEBs, and the same for all of the, all of the above. So, I mean, I with the exception of Price Chopper, I've never seen a really nice Price Chopper.
Freddy's, what Fred Meyer has that other ones don't. It has like all the selection of all the non-food related items. They don't all have that.
Yeah, they don't all. A lot of them do, though. I mean, that's not like terribly differentiating.
Those of you who are still listening to this podcast episode, should we just cut that whole thing out?
We'll leave it to the producers and the editors to decide
our fate on the regional grocery store chain power rankings. All right, let's go to our.
You know what, though?
I
bet a lot of our audience knows exactly what we're talking about because a lot of them have also moved all around the country.
All right, let's just get the next segment also out of the way, which might also be something that nobody cares about, but it's actually very important to me because it's extremely annoying in my mind.
Okay.
I was looking around our office here for a pen.
Yeah. See, I think this will be a topic that people care passionately about. I disagree with you that no one will care.
And all I could find were these Sharpie pens of multiple colors.
Ultra fine point. So this is not your standard permanent marker that you're going to write on a cardboard box when you're moving.
You had a cup full of these things.
Well, it was a pen holder, not a cup.
It was like 10 different of these Sharpie
I like writing in color.
In all colors except black.
Yeah.
And I really needed something to write with, and it was driving me absolutely crazy because those things write terrible.
No, this is my favorite kind of pen to write with.
The only way to
I write everything in these ultra fine point Sharpies.
Okay, for those of you who are watching, there's just like she's got nice handwriting.
It's all blurry from there, but yeah.
Anyway, we don't have to show the writing, but the point is, like, I was trying to write with these things, and it's you have to have the pen completely upright to be able to write clearly. I don't know if that's
true. Let me see. Yeah, you do. You gotta have it upright.
Yeah,
but that's
not a normal way to hold a pen.
Write.
But that's not a normal way to hold a pen.
Well, my body's not normal in any way.
Okay, so here's the deal, and this is why, like, the best pen is just the Bic. Like the one that you could just lose the cap. Who cares? They're just loose in drawers. Like those, right? Perfectly.
How are we defining best? Because
just the one that makes you feel like
that might be the most
done.
Functional, but it is the Price Chopper of pens.
It's a great pen.
It's the Price Chopper of pens.
It is the workhorse.
It's cheap
of the medical field.
It's always there.
Yes,
but it is. No frills.
You just want a reliable, perfect pen.
I don't just want a reliable, perfect pen. I want an enjoyable writing experience. And these come in all sorts of wonderful colors, which makes me happy
All
when the
right.
colors come through my eyeballs. And the like liquidy, like quality.
Okay.
I like that a lot. I do. I like it a lot.
It
It feels
smears.
permanent.
No, no.
I do. There. I'm sure there are other
Okay.
people. Look, if you're in a hurry and you need to just like scribble down something, sure, fine. Any pen will do. This is probably not your pen for that because if you're writing like we're all taught to in elementary school,
Yeah.
right, where it's like at a 45-degree angle to the paper, these don't do that as well. But I, for whatever reason, tend to write more upright.
It's
Maybe
it's
because I use these
it's
pens.
so impractical. Yeah, you've taught yourself. You've had to force yourself to write like a
But
maniac.
it's just so satisfying to
The
use.
just the no
I like how it
frills.
feels on the paper. I like how it sounds.
I want a
I like how it
pen.
looks.
I want a pen I can buy from Costco, like 100 of them for $2.
Well, this is the difference between you and me.
Okay.
This difference plays out in many areas of our lives. Like you will settle for the bare minimum, messiest option.
But you know why they're the best option is because doctors will steal them from each other.
Well, do you have these Sharpies available to be stolen? No.
No, no one wants them.
No. How do you know if they're not made available? You can't
Look,
claim
look,
results of an experiment that you have not run.
look. P-value is
You don't even know what p-value is
less
really.
than like the type 1 error of
No, you're out of your depth.
You have a very underpowered study.
Uh-huh.
I'm just throwing out buzzwords.
Yeah, I know.
Anyway, I go with the Bic. What kind of pens do you guys go with? Because I think the Bic is just the standard Bic.
I just am really tired of a
good.
ballpoint pen. Too boring. Too commonplace.
Really?
I'm burned out on ballpoint.
Some people like spend a lot of money on pens.
I know.
That's one thing.
These aren't cheap.
How much are you paying for those
Well, I mean, look,
things?
any pen is not that expensive, but as pens go, these are probably more than a Bic.
Yeah, I imagine so. I don't know what our pen. Now I'm wondering what our pen budget is in this house.
You have, because you're not that observant, like, that's not an insult. That's just like something that you know about yourself,
Yeah,
right?
of course.
We have a daughter, same way. Uh, you haven't noticed ever
What have I not noticed?
how many Sharpies we have in this house.
Oh, I have. Oh, we have a ton of Sharpies.
Between the ultra fine points
Yes,
and then
I'm
the
aware.
like regular kind, and then the kids even like the really fat chunky ones. But see, you're outnumbered. That's 3-1 on Sharpies in this house.
Give me a Bic. Give me a Bic. That's it. I've had in the past. I've been gifted expensive pens. Lose them immediately.
Yeah.
You lose them. Like I don't understand the people that own expensive pens. Expensive pen people, you are a different breed. You are totally. I don't get it. I don't understand how you can spend a lot of money on a pen. It's just gonna get lost.
Because there are some people out there who don't lose everything they own.
Impossible.
No.
It is not possible to not lose a pen.
I'm one of those people. I have carried these pens from house to house. I think we're on move number 3 of this set of pens.
All right.
Well, and you know how I don't lose it? I forbid any one of you to touch my things.
All right. I'm gonna be keeping an eye on our pen budget in this house. All right. One more thing we want to talk about.
Okay. What?
Before we go, we need to do another character lore. I think people liked hearing the lore about Jonathan.
Okay.
And I just dropped a little bit of lore in a recent Father's Day video. Ortho. Actually, I didn't drop new lore, but it is a callback to previous lore.
Okay.
So the question that I have for those of you watching or listening, do you remember the names of the orthopedic surgeon of Ortho Bro's children? So I divulged this bit of information during Ortho Goes to Therapy, that video I posted probably a couple of years ago now. And then it was a callback today, or not today, but recently when I posted the Father's Day video.
Yeah.
You remember?
I like that you even gave one of them a nickname. Like you shortened it.
You like that? I like that. So the ortho's children are named Fibula and Femur.
Yes.
Femur is the prize child. Fibula the one not so good. You know. Yeah, a little bit. Yeah. So and then the
Fibula goes by Fibby
Fibby.
naturally.
There was one comment on YouTube that I really appreciated that was a Fibby should be twins with Tibby.
Oh yeah.
Tibia.
Right.
Tibia,
They should be
fibula.
twins. You're right.
So, but then how do I incorporate that into the lore without it seeming like Ortho just forgot that he had a third
because
child?
Tibby is clearly the black sheep of the family, so don't talk about her.
Well, it's not, but it's the opposite.
Slash him. I don't know what.
Tibia is the load bearing bone of the lower leg. It's femur and tibia. Fibula
is
accessory. Who cares? Yeah, it's accessory.
Then Tibby is the one who carries all the work of the household, and no one appreciates. It's too bad she's not. Maybe that's the mother.
Underappreciated.
Maybe
Tibby
that's Ortho's wife.
This wife is Tibby. What? How fortunate for the orthopedic surgeon to find a woman named Tibia.
Yeah.
Amazing.
Yeah.
I like that though, because and then tibia is overshadowed by femur, because femur gets all the attention. Meanwhile, tibia is just
we all
down
know those
there.
kids that just suck up all the attention in the room, right?
You know, our kids are going to listen to this one day.
Yeah, I didn't say it was them. I said we all know kids like that they exist. Our kids know kids like that.
That's true. And then obviously the orthopedic surgeon's dad is also an orthopedic surgeon.
Mm-hmm. What's his name?
He doesn't have one. He's dad. Dad bro.
Dad bro.
Dad bro. Son bro. Mom bro. People think it's funny. I've gotten talking about controversies.
Mm-hmm.
I have been received pushback very, very occasionally because people are saying like not all orthopedic surgeons are bros.
Like there are female orthopedic surgeons. Well, they're bros too.
They are bros. Yeah. See, that's the thing. That's the point I want to make.
Yeah, like the OBGYN is lady bro.
Bro is a
right?
Is a just a gender neutral term.
Yeah.
Anybody can be a bro in orthopedic surgery world.
Yeah.
Right? That's how I approach it.
That's how the kids these days are using it, right? Like
our kids call
I mean, all
bro.
the kids do. Like just anything and everyone is bro. It's even just like an exclamation.
That's
like
true.
They're not even talking about or to a person. It's just like bro.
Yeah.
So yeah. Anyone can be a bro.
Okay.
Is that merch?
Anybody can be a bro merch. Everyone's a bro. I don't know.
Anyone can be
Salt
a
bro, feelings bro, kid bro, eye bro, John bro.
John bro, yeah.
X-ray bro. That's another one. I don't have bug bro.
Bug bro, yeah.
Bug bro is infectious disease. What other bros do I have? There's lady bro.
Yeah,
that
lady
was
bro.
when you showed up as OBGYN.
I would like to know more about Ortho's backstory. You know, like how did he get to be how he is? Because he's a very lovable.
What makes an orthopedic surgeon? Are you born an ortho bro?
What happened to
do you become an ortho bro along the way?
Yeah.
I am very excited for some of the things that I will be able to do with Ortho Bro coming up. I've been in contact with a medical models company.
Mm-hmm.
They make
anatomical models, not like humans that are beautiful.
No, definitely not. They would not contact me. No, a model anatomy.
Uh-huh.
I should say anatomy, not like it's like anatomy models.
Yes.
And there's some very fun things that we can do with ortho using anatomy models.
Mm-hmm.
So stay tuned for that. That's very fun, exciting. Yeah. But yeah, maybe I could explore ortho's backstory
I want to know
a little bit more,
because there's also a little bit of a surfer vibe.
What do you guys want to know?
When did he surf, and would he surf as Ortho?
Good question. In the very first ortho video, I I wore a kayaking hat it said boof on it, which is a kayaking term.
Mm-hmm.
You boof something. You just like kind of shoot out of the water and land. Boof.
Oh, okay.
I think that's what that means.
What if you just made that up?
No, that's a real thing. Boof. Google boof kayaking, BOOF. So anyway, I don't know.
Yeah.
So clearly he kayaks.
So yeah, there's some water in his history.
Yeah, exactly.
His accent, his hat.
Yeah, what is that? I don't even know what that. It's not even an accent. It's like the bro accent. I don't even know what it is.
Maybe that's
It's like kind of Californian.
Maybe it's not an accent. Maybe it's more of just I don't know what it would
way
be.
of talking.
Yeah, kind of Californian, kind of surfer dude.
Yeah.
Surfer bro.
What other question? What other backstory
Would that be a board
questions do you
bro?
guys have? A board bro?
Yeah.
Surfer bro?
Uh-huh.
Yeah. Board bro. That could be like an admin person. Admin bro is another one. CE bro.
Oh yeah, you were proud of that one.
We had CE bro.
Yeah.
For CEO, CE bro. I was very proud of that. All right,
I feel like ortho used to be less smart. Like early
Oh yeah, that's a good point. So that's the thing with ortho is I don't want any of the physicians in this fictional hospital who look like me to seem dumb.
Right.
Like because that's not my point. I don't want because that feels bad I don't want to make my colleagues in medicine feel bad about the portrayal.
It's real hard to get to any career in medicine if you're
nobody is dumb.
Nobody's
in
dumb.
medicine. But it's easy for ortho to come across that way, and so I had made a concerted effort a while back to like actually drop some like ortho knowledge in the videos to make it seem like it's not so much that he's dumb. He's not dumb.
Right.
He
just
knows
very chill
what he likes.
Yeah.
He knows what his limits are, and he also knows how to get what he wants.
Yeah, he knows how to get out of things.
Which is for medicine to admit all his patients.
Yeah.
So in a way, and he's honestly probably the smartest person in the hospital.
Probably, yeah.
But he's got a little manipulation going on under the surface there.
And some of the like appearing dumb is probably intentional.
That's right, yeah.
So that people don't ask you to
weaponized
do things.
incompetence.
That's
what we call that. But I have tried to like incorporate actual terminology around bones just to show off his what he knows about, which is bones and not much else. Similar to ophthalmology. So I do the same thing for my ophthalmologist character, which I haven't done an ophthalmology one in a while. Jonathan, people are yearning for Jonathan content. So I gotta get on that. That's your lore. That's your lore for this episode of Glauc Talk. Let's take a quick break. We'll come back with a fan story. So we have a story from Margaret. Margaret says, true story from my small town and critical access hospital in Washington state. A slightly demented wild turkey rooster adopted our town and was seen strutting up and down Main Street for a whole summer. That's a great way to start a story.
It really is.
A slightly demented wild turkey rooster. Occasionally, this
running up and down Main Street.
Only slightly demented, just slightly. Mostly all still there, but just a little bit gone. Occasionally, this slightly demented wild turkey rooster would fly, quote in quotes, fly into a rage and attack car tires waiting to cross the intersection. Still, he was a beloved mascot, and when an out-of-towner hit him,
oh no,
on accident, I assume, he was a full code case.
Oh, all the townspeople jumped in.
Sadly, he succumbed to his injuries.
Oh.
His death was front page news in our newspaper. I love that story.
Very endearing.
I'm sure that slightly demented wild turkey rooster, whatever his name is, or her,
no, it's a rooster.
Oh, right.
Oh my goodness. You can tell which one of us grew up in the city.
Totally knew that. Totally knew. Roosters are male. Send us your stories. Knock at human-content.com. Let us know what your thoughts are about our episode, about Glauc Talk. What are the things you want? What can we argue about with each other? What can,
What are your long-standing arguments? And
that's a
maybe
good
we can
one.
debate them and see if we can settle it.
Yeah, you and your significant other or your spouse.
Or colleagues.
What are you guys
other
fighting
specialties.
about? Maybe we can chime in. Maybe we can pivot this podcast into like
Advice.
marital/relationship
Couples
advice
therapy.
with no formal training in any of that whatsoever. Email us at human-content.com. You can also hang out with us on our social media platforms. Go check out our videos and content and everything. Hang out with us in our Human Content Podcast family on Instagram and TikTok at Human Content Pods. Thanks to all the great listeners leaving feedback and reviews. We love that. Tell your friends and family about this podcast. If you subscribe and comment on your favorite podcasting app or on our YouTube channel, by the way, new YouTube channel at Glaucomfleckens, we can give you a shout out like today. Swaney2 on Apple said, this is on Apple, not on the podcast. I love all of that. Oh, sorry.
That is the podcast.
Not on YouTube, I meant to say it on YouTube.
It's been a long day.
It's Swaney2 on Apple said, I love all of it. I haven't even listened yet, and already I'm giving you 5 stars.
Is that?
This pediatrician can't wait to listen. I appreciate the enthusiasm.
Yes.
And
the loyalty, clearly.
And 5-star ratings you can't take those back. Sorry. Full video episodes are up every week on our YouTube channel at Glaucomfleckens. We also have Patreon, lots of cool perks, bonus episodes, we react to medical shows and movies. We send a lot of information over there. Like, you have a lot of early access things.
Mm-hmm.
Like
lots of
early
announcements. Patrons are the first to know about new
Always
projects.
the first to know. We bare our souls to Patreon. Right? I don't know. Anyway, patreon.com/Glaucomflecken or go to glaucomflecken.com. I don't think anybody wants me to bare my soul to anything. Speaking of Patreon community perks, new member shout out to Nita G. Nita, thank you for joining. Shout out to all the Jonathans, as usual. Patrick Laciasi, Sharon S., Omar, Edward K., Stephen G., Jonathan F., Marion W., Mr. Granddaddy, Caitlin C., Brianna L., KL, Keith G., JJH, Derek N., Mary H., Susanna F., Jenny J., Mohammed K., Aviga Parker, Ryan, Mohammed L., David H., Jack K., David H., Gabe, Gary M., Medical Meg, Bubbly Salt, and Pink Macho. Random shout out to someone on the emergency medicine tier. Shout out to Baseball Rob for being a patron. Thanks, Baseball Rob. And thank you all for listening. We are your hosts, Will and Krista Flannery. Our executive producers are Will Friendly, Krista Flannery, Aaron Corney, Rob Goldman, and Shanti Brooke. Editor and engineer Jason Portizo. Our music is by Omer Bensvi. What a great music we have, by the way.
Me too.
Fantastic music. Omer, he's so talented. To learn about our Knock High's program disclaimer and ethics policy, Knock High. I just had to put that out there. Submission verification and licensing terms of HIPAA release terms. You go to glaucomflecken.com. You're looking at me like I'm crazy.
You have to still actually enunciate the word. Your speech is starting to sound a lot like you're writing lips.
Reach out to us. You mean with my Bic pens? Reach out
Maybe
to us
that's
at
why it's so bad.
at human-content.com with any questions, concerns, or fun medical jokes or stories. We'd love to hear those. Knock High is a Human Content production.
Knock. Goodbye.
Kristin, what would you say is the most important part of my job as an ophthalmologist?
Helping people see better.
That's a much better answer than getting home at 5 o'clock every day.
Yeah. I mean, I do like that part too. That's good.
But the most important part of my job is not clinical documentation.
Right. That is the most worst part of your job.
I have to do it. It's important, but I like doing other things too, like restoring eyesight.
Yeah.
Talking to my patients.
Right.
Developing those relationships.
Looking at them in the eyes.
Yes. You know what helps me do that?
What?
The DAX Copilot from
That's
Nuance. True. Yeah, it's ambient technology, AI powered. It helps me actually like maintain those relationships. I can actually develop a rapport with patients that you can't do otherwise.
People tend to prefer it when you're looking at them when you talk instead of typing.
80% of patients say their physician is more focused with DAX Copilot. 85% say their physician is more personable and conversational.
Well, how about that? You could use a little help in that area.
I need a little boost from time to time. To learn more about the Nuance Dragon ambient experience or DAX Copilot, visit nuance.com/discover DAX. That's nuance.com/discover DAX. Thanks for watching the episode. You can find more on that playlist over there. If you prefer to listen, or you just had your eyes dilated, you can binge full episodes wherever you get your podcasts. Or join the party over on Patreon, where you get early access episodes, hang out with us, get lots of exclusive bonus content. Hope you subscribe, leave a comment below. Let us know what you think.